back, everybody. We may as well just call this a two-part series of Helena in her pajamas because that's where we're at. And welcome back, everybody. I hope you're doing well tonight, even though I probably said that the last episode, but I still hope you're doing well. I'm back with another episode of H Unleashed. I actually had no plan for the second episode, but I think based on our last conversation, it's only fitting that I think we should discuss my narcissistic, crazy, abusive, I don't even know what to call him. He's just everything under the sun. That is not a good name. So we had a about 7 month relationship, and the entire time he was married. I didn't know about it, and I really don't know what much else to say. I may as well just start. So, as you know, I was a part of a car club group thing. Yeah, from that last story I just told you about the other guy that ran it. Yeah, anyway. So it was a thing. I can't remember what night of the week. I'm assuming it was like a Thursday night. I don't know. Skids, yeah, bruh. Just everyone would meet up in town and just do laps. Just fucking bogan shit, yeah. I'm also just went out for the social aspect of things. I didn't have a car. I didn't have nothing to show off or whatever. But I remember this particular night. Oh my God. This particular night, there was a guy who I hadn't seen before, and he drove a beautiful brand new ute. I obviously, growing up with my family, they didn't have brand new cars or nice things like that. So I was like, "Ooh, that looks nice. I would like to go for a drive in that." And he was a relatively attractive man, I guess. He definitely wasn't my normal type, but I didn't think he was ugly or hideous. Like, he was in shape. He was well looked after, should we say. And just to give a little bit of a background, he was a Jamaican fella, so he was, just leave it at that. So I remember he kind of like rushed me. Like, someone had told him that I wanted to go for a drive in his car, and they kind of just rushed me into it, or he was trying to say like he was heading off or something. So if I'm going to go now, or I don't know. So I was kind of pressured into the car pretty quickly. So I get in the car, we go for a lap, and, you know, I'm like, you know, you can drop me back off. It's all cool. Thanks for the ride. And he wanted to go for another lap. So I was like, okay. I mean, if that's your vibe, sure. So we go for about a half a lap, and he pulls over. He pulls into a street that is not part of the lapping part. So he's clearly pulling out of his way to pull over and have a chat. And he kind of just put me on the spot. He's like, you know, I don't normally do this, but, you know, I'm really digging ya. And I was just like, whoa. Like, I had never met someone so direct in my life. Like, he was just full like, I like you, want to date. Do you want to date me? Just yes or no? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, let's just fucking wing it. And I was kind of just really put on the spot. Like, obviously, me accepting a ride with this fellow, I was not expecting to be asked out officially as a girlfriend. Like, it's pretty full on, and I think it should be a mega fucking red flag moving forward. So if anyone ever fucking does that, no. But young me was like, oh my God, like, nothing's worked out for me. So what's this gonna hurt to do? Like, what's this gonna hurt if I do it? Whatever. So I was like, you know, nothing else has worked out. Fuck it. Like, let's try something else. New, different. Something I haven't tried before. Why not? That should have said it all in itself, but yes. So I go back from this lap with a boyfriend. Like, that is how quickly, like, looking back at that, I'm literally lost for words. Why the fuck did I say yes? But anyway, 2 days later, it was my girlfriend's partner's birthday. And I now have a boyfriend. They're all part of the car group. So I guess he knew people and he knew that everyone was coming to this party. So he's like, I'm your boyfriend. You're taking me. I'm like, okay. So we go together to this party. You know, there's someone there and, you know, I point him out and I'm like, oh, you know, like that's my ex-boyfriend. Like, but mind you, when I say ex-boyfriend, we literally dated for like 2 weeks. I wouldn't even classify that as boyfriend. Like, I literally told him we were together for 2 weeks. Like, how embarrassing. And he was there with his girlfriend. So he comes over to me. I don't remember what he did. He either put his arm around me or tapped my butt or something. But either way, his girlfriend saw it. She didn't take it seriously. Like, you know, it was nothing. But my partner did not take that very well. Again, red flag number 2. His mood switched, like, instantly. Eventually, I guess he wanted to go for a drive because he was still pissed off, and I was like, okay, like, I don't know what to do right now. Like, this is a bit weird. He eventually finds his park, and I guess that's kind of where he ends up pressuring me to have sex with him, even though I didn't technically want to. So at this point, I'd only known him 2 days. 2 days, which is not a long time at all. So yeah, after that, I guess he kind of pressured me into it. I felt obliged to because he's my partner. I don't know. I was just a really weak person back then. And so we had sex. This is at the point where I still did not have my test results back. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to my last episode. So I still didn't have my test results back, and we were obviously intimate. He didn't use protection. It was just this whole big thing. So again, I guess that should have been red flag number 3, the fact that he pressured me into having sex, and this is all within 2 days, so just keep that in mind. Obviously, once I get my results, I have to tell him, and that didn't go down very well. I kind of had to explain to him why I allowed him to have sex with me, I guess, and I'm like, you kept pushing, like, what? I didn't really understand, but now looking back at it, 7 months down the track, I learnt why. And as I'm sure you can assume, it's because of the wife, which was why he was so upset, because he had clearly had sex with me and had sex with her, and obviously had sex with her before I had told him my results or had gotten them. So he obviously passed it down the train. He went and got checked and he tested positive. So obviously I didn't know about the wife at the time, but yeah, that happened and it was not good. There's so much to our relationship. Like, I don't even know where to begin, but that was just the first week of our relationship, and that lasted 7 months. So I'm sure you could only imagine. But let's just say I have PTSD from him, in the sense that this is going to sound really stupid, but anytime I hear the original OG iPhone ringtone, I'm set off. I cannot stand that ringtone. Anytime I hear it, I just get taken back to the manipulation and control and abuse I used to receive from him on a daily basis. So, long story short, he was taking control of every aspect and part of my life. And he used to gaslight me, he used to manipulate me, he used to constantly put me down. anytime we almost broke up, there would be some big major thing that happened that would rope me back in as to why I wasn't allowed to leave. So it was just a very abusive, toxic relationship. I guess eventually he got control of my finances, he got control of my phone, he had control of my transport, he had quite literally control over everything of my life, and I didn't see it at that time. So he didn't want me to work, he wanted me to always be readily available for him, so I guess again that should have been a red flag. I did have a phone, but I think it was a pretty shitty old one, so he eventually gave me an iPhone, which I guess is where the iPhone ringtone comes in, because, you know, he would always call. He was a FIFO worker, so I think he was away for 2 weeks and then here for 2 weeks, or away for 2 weeks and back for 1 week, something like that. So yeah, he obviously called a lot while he was away at work, and again, he was very controlling in that sense of trying to force me into sex talk and phone sex and just a lot of things. Just a lot of things. If I wasn't home when he would call, even if he wasn't coming over, I would pretty much get abused over the phone. I would get yelled at, I would get screamed at. He would rock up to my house without even telling me he was coming, and he would call me and be like, come outside. If I wasn't there, I would get abused. It's a really, really toxic relationship. And obviously, because I didn't have income, he was paying my rent, but he wanted to. I felt pretty uncomfortable with it, but I was just submissive and did as I was told. I later found out he wasn't paying my rent, and I eventually got kicked out of where I was living because of him. And I guess that for him was another means of control. He then tried to move me closer to where he was living, so I guess he could access me easier or faster, I don't know. That was one time when I did put my foot down and I said, no, you put me in this situation, I'm finding my own place. So I did with my girlfriend, and that's where I ended up living for quite a few years. He is also someone that raped me. Probably my most gruesome one, I would say. Mind you, I would have been 17 at this time too, so again, he was 28 or 29, I think. I was 17. He had pretty much told me that he had never experienced anal, and I let him know how uncomfortable it was for me and how I didn't particularly like it, but I guess as a good partner or girlfriend, I was willing to let him try. When it came to it, he wasn't prepared, lube-wise, should I say, so just keep that in mind. he started putting the tip in, and instantly I just started saying, no, I'm already uncomfortable. Like, this is not, no, I don't want this. Like, I made it very clear I didn't want to go through with this. I was pulling out. At which point, so to explain it, it's the bed. So the bed. I was in doggy position, and he was standing up off the bed and doing his thing. Obviously I'm saying no. And next thing I know, he forces himself inside of my butt, and instantly I just went flying forward because I just wanted it out. Like, I was instantly screaming and crying. And he just kind of laughed and said it was my fault for moving forward. And as he's saying this, he's still inside me and not getting off of me. He gets up, and there's blood, obviously. Like, mind you, it wasn't small. He wasn't small. And I hadn't really ever had experience doing that sort of stuff, or having things in there. He told me I couldn't go to the toilet properly or normally or easily or painful free for over a week. I would scream in pain anytime I had to go. I would bleed every single time. And over the coming years, I had issues with that area and rectal bleeding. So he did a lot of damage. And I don't think I'm going to talk too much about everything else that he's done, because I think I wasn't really planning on talking about this topic, but it's kind of just happened. I just want to say, being sexually assaulted and raped is one thing vaginally. But getting it anally when you're pretty much a virgin to that, let's just say. Like, to me, that, although I've had, again, a worse sexual assault than everything I've already told you, I think traumatic wise, this is probably one of the most traumatic ones I'd experienced. Yeah. It really screwed me up. But you know what? We ain't never letting these fuckstick, predator, rapist, fucking, I'm not even going to call them men, fucking pigs, get away with this bullshit. I believe in karma, and I believe karma is very fucking real. And whether it be me or something else, I believe strongly that anyone that's ever done any wrong will fucking get what they fucking deserve. And if you've assaulted me or taken advantage of me, you chose the wrong motherfucking person. I'm not done, and I will never be done. I will continue to chase you down and make sure you pay for what you fucking did, and make sure you never do it to anyone fucking else. I'm gonna be your worst nightmare, bitch. Keep my word on that. But anyway, for all the other lovely, amazing people, I hope you enjoyed this wild episode of a lot of shit. I don't know. I'm definitely someone that loves hearing other people's stories as well. So I would love to, like, I don't know, eventually get someone on, or like talk to someone else about something they may have already gone through or experienced, or, you know, just have a good old chit chat. I don't know, I'm really vibing it. So hopefully maybe that is something I can do in the near future. But yeah. That's pretty much all I've got for today's episode, guys. I don't know what I'm doing next, but again, this is only a one-part series of my crazy ex, so don't know how many episodes of that it's gonna be, but still got a lot to cover, so the joys. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good week. Otherwise, I really look forward to seeing you guys next time. Stay safe, keep well, and until then, have a good old week. Alright, bye guys. Bye.